Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dan Mack. I'm a first year medical student, and today I thought we'd talk about how to prepare for medical interviews. So seeing as most interviews are probably going to be online nowadays, I thought we'll start off with tips on how to prepare for a medical interview and then move on later to more specific ways to prepare for an online interview and what things and tips can really help your online interview go well. So my first tip for you guys is to make sure you know what type of interview it is, whether it's a MMI, which is a mini interviews, or it's a panel interview. These two different styles both have their advantages and disadvantages, so it's really important that you know which one you're getting into and know which one the specific university you're applying to uses. So I'd also suggest compiling almost question bank of all the kind of interview questions you can find on the internet that will help you prepare. I'll leave a link in the description of one of the websites I use to make my own question bank, and I would 100% recommend you go look at them, practice some of the questions, try out different techniques on answering them, and really make sure you go through as many questions you can find to prepare. I'd also recommend that you practice how to answer ethics questions. Ethics questions can sometimes be the hardest questions to answer if you don't know the right format. So luckily I've made a video all about how to ask ethics questions, so I'll leave a link to that up at the top. I don't know which side yet, but up at the top. So go check out that video. It'll teach you all about how to answer ethics questions and hopefully you'll smash them. So I'd also recommend practicing weirdly phrased questions that make you think outside the box, because the more questions like this you practice, the more you'll come to realise that these questions are just asking you something around a general theme. So once you can identify that theme, it'll allow you to answer these questions so much better. So the more of these type of questions you practice, honestly, the better you'll come across in your interview. I also suggest not just glossing over simple questions, questions that you might think are just too basic so you don't need to practice them, because these ones you'll find will trip you up in the interview when you're almost put on the spot because you haven't prepared for them. A simple one like, why study medicine? This might sound like a simple question, but on the day you just sat there thinking, oh my goodness, why me? Everyone else is applying also probably has the exact same answers, so why me? I'd also recommend that leading up to the interview day that you go through the news and try to find some more recent cases of things about healthcare, health sciences, just so that it shows you a bit more well-read and you're up to date with relevant and realistic things and realistic problems that are happening nowadays. So for example, the pandemic might be a great thing to look up and how that's dealt with and how the health sector and the government and politics all plays together and how they intertwine and work as a team. This would be a great example of a more current affair. It might be a bit obvious, so a lot of people might use it as well, but it is a more relevant topic and something you can talk about in an interview as long as you're well prepared for it and you've read around the subject. So I'd 100% recommend going through the news, finding articles, more relevant articles, things that are happening nowadays to talk about. So in your interview, make sure to bring up your work experience. It's very important to show them that you have a realistic understanding of what it means to become a doctor and what working in the healthcare sector really entails. To do this, I would suggest really reflecting on your work experience and reflect what you've written in your personal statement. Because you never know, in your interview they might bring up your personal statement and literally highlight sections in it and ask you about your personal statement. So make sure you know exactly what's in there and really reflect on it. Reflecting on it will really show that you know what you're doing, you've thought about it, and this is exactly what you want to do. So a lot of people actually ask me, how do I stand out in an interview? How do I make sure that I stand out amongst all the other thousands of applicants that have also applied? If I'm honest with you, only one way to really do this is just to be you, be personal, be honest, be truthful, show them your work experience you've done, show them what you've achieved, and that'll help you stand out. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that really makes you different from everyone else is you, is who you are, is your personality, is your experiences. So be true to yourself and this will help you stand out. So then, how to prepare for an online interview? Obviously, online interviews are going to be very different to in-person interviews and it'll be much harder to get your body language across and show that you're confident. A way that helped me when I had my online interviews last year was that I did a simple trick of just elevating my laptop so my camera was about eye level with me. So instead of looking down at my camera and being almost slunched over the camera, it was up higher, so my body language was a bit more, my posture was much better, and I think I came across much more confident, and I was able to maintain that eye contact throughout the interview and just come across, more confident and more ready, engaged, ready to do the interview, ready to smash it, and just do well. So I'd also recommend practicing with friends, and this was great because it would allow me to practice interviewing online and how I came across. So what I did is I had one friend ask me questions to see how I answered them and if my format was okay, and another friend watched the interview to see how I came across on camera, what my facial expressions were doing, how my body language was, and I found this really, really helpful. Although one thing that you need to consider is that if they give you feedback, you need to take on board what they're saying. They're just trying to help you, so you need to get used to taking on feedback and being able to adapt what they're saying to come across better, because at the end of the day, whoever helps you practice, they're just helping you, so they honestly want the best for you. They obviously want you to do well, so just take on board what they say. So thank you so much for watching. Good luck with your interviews. I hope you found the advice helpful and you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash like, smash subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. So the time of recording this, I'm actually doing Movember this year, so I'm going to leave a link to the Movember page down below. If you guys could donate anything and show some support, I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching again, and I'll catch you guys later.